All right, up next, you guys are going to be looking at surface areas and volumes of solids of a revolution. So first off, what we need to do is we need to draw the solid that's created from the revolution around that axis, and then find the surface area in the volume. From this image right here, we have now seen it 3 times. It is a rectangle, and that straight line with the arrows, that's our axis that we're going to rotate it around. When we rotate it, it creates that circular drawing, and then we get a sphere from it. So in order to help myself draw it out, I'm going to, this is another way to do it if you struggle drawing like myself. Kind of double up what you see on the left to the right, so then you can kind of just make a semicircle and face it in that way. If I can do that a little more even, that would work. Once again, see, you can see that I struggle with that. The visual, once again, doesn't have to be perfect. And then we've got it going around the back and then around the front. So this creates a cylinder. Obviously, this is not a pretty cylinder by any means. If you want to redraw it, you can redraw it. If you need to see it, kind of go like that. The radius is 6, the height is 8. Now my new one is not to scale, whereas my old one was. So if you need to re-see it like that, that's totally fine. Just label your units. We see that we're doing a cylinder. So the formula for surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi r squared. Why is it 2 pi r squared? Pi r squared is the area of a circle. If you see, you have 1 circle, 2 circles. So that's 2 pi r squareds plus 2 pi r times h. That's where this rectangular piece circled around for. So that's the radius times the height, but we need to multiply it by 2 pi because it's rotating into a circle. So imagine learning this before the unit circle, and you guys just know the circumference of a circle is 2 pi. Multiply it by the r times the height. That's where we get that from. So we have 2 pi 6 squared plus 2 pi 8 times 6. I wrote this backwards. I did height times radius, but doesn't matter because multiplication goes both ways. When you put it all together, you're going to get 168 pi, which is approximately 527.79 units squared because they didn't give us anything else. And then volume is obviously a little easier. So let me make this a little smaller so I can fit volume in here. Volume is what gets filled on the inside. So you have the circle times the height because it's basically taking your circle and filling it all the way up the height value. So you get pi r squared h for the volume of a cylinder. That's pi times 6 squared times 8, which is 288 pi, which when you plug that in, it's approximately 904.78 units cubed because that is volume. All right, that's it for this example. You guys have one more left, and you will want to have some graph paper out for this. So I will remind you at the beginning of that video as well.